Let's see. Here we go. I think that's the song.
Live from Kentucky and
Rip my hair
Louisiana. Two Marines, one mission. This is Sense and Senseless. From the hills to the bayou, stories collide. Brothers in arms, now we're side by side. Sense and senseless, we cut through the noise. Two Southern Marines with that rebel voice. Grab a seat, pour a drink, let's make some sense. Or none at all, it just depends. Sense and senseless.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Sense and Senseless. I am Brian.
And I'm Jason.
He is Jason. It's Friday, April 10th, 2026. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to the family. All right, so I want to start this week off by letting everyone know that after some feedback, we're going to make some tweak to our podcast a little bit. So instead of like just making a long podcast and maybe making one or two, so like episode 10, part 1 and part 2, we're going to make some shorter ones and they're going to be individual podcasts. So tonight's going to be our 24th show, and we're learning as we go. We started this broadcast with no idea what the fuck we're doing, and we're pretty much still there. So bear with us. We're doing everything we can to make this shit right. But I'm not very tech savvy, and I'm not very smart. But we're doing it 1 week at a time. We only record once a week, and so we're never going to be breaking news. So if you're looking for breaking news, we're not. If you're looking for like very important news, probably we're not. But if you want to enjoy yourself, learn a little bit, question things, come on and join us. And please remember to check out the rest of the episodes we'll have this week. I think this week we'll probably have a total of 3. But check out the other 2. And if you haven't checked out any of our previous episodes, we appreciate if you do that. Just leave episode 1 alone. Episode 1 was really fucking raw. We had no idea what we was doing. When you think we're raw now, episode 1 was like, I don't know, like, what do you call that porn? It's when they like snuff porn. It's
Yeah.
it would be
Like that
snuff.
B-rated,
compared
like a
to us,
B-rated
yeah.
movie. It
Yeah,
wasn't even
it-
B-rated. It was like F-rated.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And
We
and
got
all
we
know-
got an A for effort. That was about it.
we were tipping our toes in the water, see what we can do. And also we're on all other podcast
Swamp
platforms.
water.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook Reels. So please join us there. We also have, if y'all care to reach out to us and y'all have any questions, want us to talk about something, you can reach us at our email address, which is the Sense and Senseless Podcast at outlook.com. I know it's a long ass email, but I'm just stupid and that's how I set it up. So again, that's the Sense and Senseless Podcast at outlook.com. And all right, well, that was a lot, all right?
But we're
Well,
going to be adding all our links to the podcast, so you'll be able to actually live click on them, correct?
Yes. So like we have below, so you'll see that we'll have this, and then I'll scroll like Linktree and shit as we go, and you'll be able to go through it and just click the links and go through it. So I did add that, so I am getting a little more tech savvy. All
We're
right.
fancy.
Yeah. So as we go, we'll throw them things out there if y'all want to get in touch with us. If y'all want to follow us, please do. All right, so what we're going to discuss tonight? Tonight is going to be mostly Trump. The big DJT. Oh, shit. I don't even know where to start with this, man. I honestly, I am a firm Trump supporter, and I wrote this a few days ago, and each day it slips a little more and more. I mean, it really does. I don't know who or why or what's going on with him. I think I think he's losing it. I even hate to say that, I support Trump. And I don't want anyone to think, I'm jumping ship. I'm not, it's not fair weather fan, but damn, I mean, y'all can't tell me yourselves, you ain't looking over the fucking edge of the boat. Think about, maybe tipping your toe in the water a little bit.
I mean, what about a sports fan? Sometimes with the presidency or Congress or government or whatever, it could be like being a sports fan.
No.
Now hold on. I'm a diehard Bears fan, but we've had some pretty shitty coaches.
When's the last time
And you,
the last time that coach could make a decision that would cost you your life?
well, I know I'm just putting it in other people's perspective. Like, stop saying, what are you woke? What are you liberal? What are you? No,
Oh,
I'm not. I'm not that way. But what I am is if somebody's not making sound decisions and their mind don't seem right, I mean, can we not get like a 45-year-old president in there
I hope
that
we
doesn't
do
have,
next.
yeah. I mean, we need somebody young because these old dudes are losing their marbles, man.
I don't know if it's age though. I don't know what's controlling it because this shit swung quick, you know. And unless you're a diehard Trump supporter, I mean a fucking diehard Trump supporter, you have questioned Trump at least in these last 3 months. You did.
He ran on the Epstein files. They weren't released. He talked about the JFK and the Martin Luther King Jr. and nothing really came. I mean, they released, but nothing came out. We know that it's deeper than what it says. And then he said no wars, right? No wars in the
Yeah,
Middle East. And what are we doing?
we're not war. That's not war. That's a
It doesn't
campaign.
matter. It's a campaign. Come on, man. Shut up. And then he's bad mouthing Candace and Tucker and all these
Yeah,
people and calling Candace ugly and
yeah,
it's and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, he went after her. She was the best thing to slice bread at first, and now because she stood up to him and said, "Hey, man, come on, get back on track," then he turns on her. It's like something ain't adding up, Brian. It don't smell right. If this was at work, you'd be like looking for the door, right?
yeah. And that might be why some people are probably looking for the door. And now I don't want to. This is not going to be just a totally dunk on Trump night. And
We're just trying
because
to ask why. What's going on?
no, I mean he's done some good things. You know,
He does.
the damn I mean, he rescued those down pilots. No man left behind. I don't care how you look at it. Fucking love him or hate him. You know,
Yeah.
support the war, oppose the war. I mean, he went and got those fucking people. He went and got
Yep.
those two guys. So you got to stand behind
I
that.
bet
I
you
mean, you
Hillary
got to give
wouldn't have done that.
no. I mean, so
She'd
I
have
mean,
probably sent a drone over there and took the dude out of his misery. But yeah, we took care of that. See ya.
yeah. We're gonna go over this in another episode, but you know how they found that fucker?
How? Oh,
His
with the drone,
heartbeat.
wasn't it? Oh,
With
his
his
heartbeat.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about they're gonna start
Yes.
identifying you with the heartbeats and
Yes.
shit? They use
Yes.
heartbeat technology and found that dude.
Yes.
I
It's
mean, that's
crazy what they
unbelievable.
got. And they
Oh yeah.
they kept a drone flown over him the whole time, didn't
Oh,
they?
did they? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what
dig that deep into it. But
no,
yeah,
I
he
heard
did.
they had a Reaper protecting him the whole time while they got something put together and went got him. So
Yeah, so you see that, you know, and he's great win for Trump. You know, he got our pilots and everything looks great for Easter, right? No, not with this motherfucker. So Easter morning, this son bitch want to drop this damn, you know, Truth Social post. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up into one. In Iran, there will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise to be Allah. President Donald J. Trump. Really? Really?
yeah,
On Easter, dude? Really?
yeah.
So you had this big win, right? And then you kick yourself in the balls by putting that out there. Even if you support the guy and you support the war and you say you are straight conservative, right? And straight conservative people by the Lord, you know, guns, God, you know, all this stuff. And
Mhm.
you still have to feel a certain way about him bringing that up on Easter. See what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it wasn't appropriate. It wasn't appropriate any day.
No, any day at all. You're right. But I mean, Easter, I mean, you're going to
Yeah, I
take
mean,
that. You're
you
going to,
can't even give JC his own day
exactly.
without
You,
without bringing Allah up. I mean, you're supposed to be a Christian too, Trump. Come on now. That's not even you don't even joke about that, man. I'm being serious.
no, I agree
You
with you.
don't you don't joke about that.
Well, you would think that that would have been a pinnacle for Trump. Nah, this motherfucker said, "Hold my beer."
He's on a roll. He's on a roll.
Then he dropped this shit on Tuesday because they're gonna, you know, they're gonna blow all these motherfuckers up, right? So they
Right.
dropped this shit on Tuesday, and he starts this thing off with a whole civilization will die tonight. He start that shit off. A
Th-
whole civilization will die tonight. I
he
mean, now,
sound like the Old Testament, don't he?
yeah, like yeah, he wants to be
The Canaanites
God.
and the Philistines. We're
God, man,
wiping them clean.
man.
Genocide. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
If
Nothing ever like it. You've
if
never
you on
seen
the
anything like it.
yeah, exactly. So if you say you don't support Trump and you think he's a tyrant, and that's all you got to see if that's a headline. I mean, you don't even have to read the rest of the article. You don't have to read the tweet. I mean, it just looks that bad. I don't
And
know
it
what's wrong
just
with him.
it just puts more fuel in the pot. And we got what midterms coming up in November.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that tonight too. Yeah,
You're hurting.
I don't think he realizes he's kicking himself in the balls sometime. I don't. I think maybe he. I might have told you this story, and this is gonna get a little off track, but I want to give you when Denzel and them were filming Deja Vu. They were in Morgan
Mm,
City, Louisiana, and I would work out
mhm.
early in the morning, and Denzel would be in there and Jesus. We made fun of Jesus one time. I forget the guy's name, the actor that played Jesus in Passion of the Christ.
Cerisi, yeah,
He was
that's
also in
Cerisi, dude.
Deja Vu. All right, so I
Yeah.
call him Jesus. Well, anyway, when Denzel was in there, he would be on elliptical trainers, like right next to me, and I guess he just paid these guys just to amp him up, and they just walking on side. You the baddest motherfucker, Denzel. You this, you bad. These people probably got hype guys like that. I mean, this guy, his whole job seemed like just to walk around Denzel Washington and just tell him how great he was, and tell him, he had to push himself. It wasn't a personal trainer. He was just some dude. We couldn't figure out who he was, you know? So if he has somebody that's been telling them, you got your entourage telling you how great you are all the time, and why wouldn't you believe this shit, right?
Right.
But then when you come out, and this is what he posted on Tuesday. He says, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have a complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We'll find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long, complex history of the world. I mean, I agree with peace, through strength. I do, but and I understand the way he's ordered the deal, so he's going to push it out as far as possible. You can take out a whole civilization. And that's not even the military. You saying you're going to just kill all of them,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to be the leader of the free world. I don't know.
Mhm.
That just sounds crazy to me when you say shit like that. I understand, there's an order of the deal. I get that, but that just is a little fucking crazy to me. And and if you
I don't understand that language, dude. I really don't. Like this dude just. I thought he had some wicked tweets back in his first time. Everybody was joking, cheap gas and mean tweets, and this dude done went when, like you said, when you think a dude can't go any worse. I mean, he's like, let me show you. Get the
yeah,
jackhammer out. I can go below rock. He can go below rock bottom sometimes.
it's almost like they have a like he's betting somebody about. I bet you I can take this shit a little bit further. Tell me I won't. Tell me I won't. You ain't gonna do it, Trump. Fuck, you didn't watch this shit. Hold my beer. or in this case, hold my Diet Coke.
Yeah,
Hey, man, fuck. And
I
and
don't.
look, if you're a big Trump supporter, I mean, a huge MAGA fan, you probably thinking this is some gangster shit because it is. I mean, it really is. It's gangster shit. I'm not going to argue that. I mean, what he's saying is fucking gangster. That
Mhm.
don't bring a country together,
No, it don't.
and that's what he's supposed to be doing. That's the problem. That's what I see.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. Well, as you mentioned earlier, Melania then comes out and gives her press conference, which supposedly Trump didn't even know she was going to do. And from what I read, there was multiple people that was trying to talk out of doing it. And I mean, nobody knows, why she gave this press conference. Well, nobody knows why she was going to be giving it anyway. So listen to this lady. She's going to explain some of this.
We know what Melania was trying to get out in front of. And you guys need to stay around and listen to this because this is an Epstein break that goes deep. So, this young woman, I'm going to read you this post from X. It says, it's by Amanda Ungaro, Ungaro. Now, I did just a quick search for her. She is a Brazilian model. She is also known to socialize in the P-class and diplomatic circles. And in 2025, she was taken into ICE custody. She wrote this, and it says, "Hello, Melania. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ICE. And you know what hurts after all this time? I stayed close to your family, your mother and your father, not because of you, but because of them, at events and everything else. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know. I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch." What does this tell us? The victims, we're wondering why more victims aren't coming forward, why people aren't saying things, because if she is to be believed, the victims are still in the circles with the perpetrators. This is a level of sickness I am having a hard time wrapping my head around. They're victimized as children and they grow up and they're still in the same circles. They're socializing together. They are working in the White House. And if this woman really is if she really does have this information, she is breaking loose from that. It's like leaving a cult. This is big. We need to watch this and go love your neighbor.
Yeah, so I did check into that woman, and she's going through some like personal shit right now, and a contentious divorce with someone that's actually with Trump associates. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. She called Trump a pedophile, and she more than likely has some idea or knows some shit. I don't know if it's about Melania, if it's about Trump, if it's about somebody else's, but it almost seems like Melania had to get out in front of whatever it was for some reason. I mean, and then Trump, they show him on the plane,
You think
and
it's
then
unraveling?
what, the Epstein files?
Well, yeah, just everything around it. It looks like it is. It looks like everybody's starting to get scared and everybody's like, they're not
I think
playing to the script of just shut up, nothing to see here. More and more stuff's getting pushed. And like, look at her. She just comes out and starts talking, right? It's like she's trying to get out in front of it.
I think she wants to separate herself. You ever seen somebody get pulled over and the first thing they say, "That's not my drugs"?
Yep.
I think that's
I
mine.
don't even know this cat, man. I just
But
thumbed a ride and
it might have got to the point, and I'm going a little out there. It might have got to the point to where she's like, "Look, I've been riding with you for a long time. You keep pushing this fucking envelope. I'm done."
yeah.
You know. But according to the sources, he didn't even know that she was out there. So talking about this shit, and here's him. What they were saying that he lost it on a phone call shortly after her press conference. Check this out.
A very quick call before we went to air with President Trump, who said he was in the middle of a war meeting and that he couldn't talk for very long and had to go, but that actually he had no prior knowledge to the topic that Melania Trump, his wife, was going to be touching upon today in his statement. In her statement, he then repeated that he had to go, but before we hung up the phone, he said that she didn't know him, presumably referring to Jeffrey Epstein.
So to be clear, on that call, in which I am sure Donald Trump was a little more than just a bit angry, he said he did not know what Melania was going to do. He hung up and said that she didn't know Epstein, clearly losing it, clearly melting down. I wouldn't be surprised if he was yelling. Melania did know Epstein. Melania admitted to knowing Epstein. Melania went up on stage in front of the world and said, yes, I knew Ghislaine. I went to parties with Epstein. Donald took me to them. Notably, she said, Donald, my husband, brought me to these parties, directly throwing him under the bus.
Is she throwing him under the bus? Or is she just pushing him a little bit?
I don't know, man. I think she's just getting scared. because you face to lose everything.
So, but if she's getting scared, you think that she's pulling away from him?
She's trying to cover her own stuff.
Okay. So, why would she have to cover her own stuff? You think somebody around her is involved in the shit?
I I think maybe you can't tell me they already had that picture of you can't believe everything you see either because AI and all that stuff can make I mean, it can make it so tight that investigators can't even figure it out. I mean, we've already seen that, the power of AI, and I told you there's a podcast I listened to, the Bad Friends, and they're comedians, and they've already said that Netflix already knows that people are going to start making movies with AI
Well, why
and they're going to
wouldn't they?
use actors. They're going to use actors like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and all that stuff from home, like somebody like me or you that doesn't have a whole lot of technology in that stuff. AI can create all this stuff. But
Yeah,
back to let me land the plane here. There's the picture that shows Trump when he was younger with Melania and then Epstein and Maxwell together. But
yeah.
she says she never knew him.
No, she didn't say she didn't know him. She said she wasn't friends with him.
Uh, Well, you're going to his parties.
Well, even
You're
in that video, they even said that said that multiple times that she was introduced to Epstein. And I've even read by Trump, and I even read that there's some accounts that Epstein met her. I mean, Trump met her at one of the Epstein parties or whatever, and might have had the first sexual encounter with her with around Epstein. So I don't think there's any doubt that she's passed at least made past Epstein. Took a picture with them or whatnot.
you know
You
what
can
would be
take
really
pictures with
sick?
people and not know them. You know
I know. But you know what would be really sick?
what's that?
If she was not part of it, but if she was one of the victims and Trump got her from that.
It's possible because I mean the modeling agencies and all that shit. That French modeling guy, he was part of
Yeah,
all that stuff. I mean, there was a lot.
right.
That's
And
possible.
maybe she's being held to keep her mouth shut and just act the part because what did the woman say that there's people working in the White House that were victims?
Yeah, that's what she's saying
That's
that
what
based
she's
off of
saying that.
that other lady's
Yes.
testimony and all. And I looked into that too. And there's no verified. I'm not going to say it's not there. There's no verified court documents that states anything in that way or no victim
Uh,
testimonies. So
yeah,
I mean, we can speculate on. I'm just saying we can't prove that right now. You
right.
know. So when we talk about that stuff, I want everyone to know. Yes, I'm not going to say it's not foregone that you can't draw
Yeah,
that
dude.
conclusion very fucking easily.
Yeah, you can. And I'm fixing to go get some tinfoil and make my own tinfoil hat because this stuff's getting weird, man. It's just
It's all getting weird. All
yeah,
getting
because
weird.
when's a first lady other than Nancy Reagan coming? I don't remember Michelle Obama making a speech. I don't remember Jill Biden making a speech. I don't remember.
Well,
Well, Hillary always was running her mouth, but I'm talking
even if
Nancy Reagan came out about she made a speech or like Ronald let her get up there and make a speech at the podium, kind of like the president makes one about
all first ladies
the
have made
language.
speeches. All modern first ladies have made speeches.
But I'm
Even
talking like
even Joe Biden, but not like this.
no, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, not like. No, I don't think anyone made this came out when she came out with this. In my mind, looking at it, is to get yourself off of something you being accused of. And I don't know if anyone that was. I didn't see any stories that was accusing her of anything.
I didn't hear her name.
So evidently she must have, and this is just what I'm thinking. She must have heard this shit that somebody's looking into this, and just all right. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say she's a very trustworthy person, and but she's a very loyal person. So she
Mhm.
wasn't going to throw Trump under the bus, and she kept kept doing her thing. She was the first
Mm,
lady. She was Trump's
mhm.
wife. She was the first lady. And eventually she got to the point said, look, this got too far that, now they want to investigate me. I haven't done anything. I am not going to lose my pride and what I'm worth
My
from
image, yeah,
somebody else. Yeah. So I'm just
yeah,
going to get ahead of it. Is that
yeah.
possible?
It's possible, but still, I think everybody's starting to they've been chucking the water out of the boat, and the holes are just too big, and I think people are fixing to jump boat.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like I
And
was saying earlier, a lot of people are they looking at the water. They
they
tipping their toes in.
they may not have had the full shaft in, Brian, but I think a lot of them had the tip in. They
Oh, yeah.
touched the tip to it, and that's they got they there's some dirt on them hands somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
and they're trying to not me, not me. I mean, dude, if I'm not guilty of something, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not going. If you ask, hey, Jason, did you do? No, I did not do that. But I'm not going to continue getting up front of people and saying, with all the accusations that are being made about me, I just want to clear some stuff up. Because you know what? 99.9% of the time, those people are guilty. Remember Bill
Yeah.
Clinton? I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a lot different though,
It is different, Brian, but it sounds
because
like everybody's
no one's accusing this lady of anything
yeah,
that I
yeah,
know
but
of.
something's happening. Something scared her to get up there and do that, though, did it?
Well, yeah, it's either scared her or I think you can see it both ways. I don't originally, yes, I can see it. It scared her, but I think the she just looks like she's cut from a different cloth. She probably loyal to a fault, and she's just to a point to where, you know what, fuck this. I'm not. No, she looks like a tough woman. She does.
But she wouldn't do this if she didn't think something was fixing to happen.
Exactly. I agree with that. I
That's
agree
where
with that.
that's yeah, I don't think you were I think we were still deep. I'm pulling back now and looking at the 30,000 foot overview of this.
Yep.
I think you're gonna start seeing other people doing this shit too.
I think
People
that's
that
quite
we don't
possible.
know or whatever that were like, where'd this come from? Or.
Yeah, and you know what's sad now is when you talk like this, now they consider you being blackpilled. And the right wing media is really, bad on this. And there's even some podcast guys I listen to that's, really harping on like Candace and Tucker.
Mhm.
And it's again, they get all when I start hearing the same voice or the same people saying the exact same thing so many fucking times, it's like, why are y'all after these people? What kind of psyop are y'all trying to put out now? And
Yeah.
then Trump says that these people don't bother him, and then he goes off on this crazy ass True Social yesterday, all after Melania. Well, I'm gonna let this guy describe it. I'm not gonna read this damn thing. This thing is like it's like a fucking email, you know? It's like
One of them ones you don't wanna read.
one of the ones you don't want to read. So I'm gonna let this guy give you a little description of it.
Yeah.
We have some big news right now. Moments after Melania Trump made a statement about Jeffrey Epstein and brought that back up into the news, Donald Trump just went on a massive tirade. I'm not going to read you all of this. This could have been an email. But this is on his Truth Social post. He's attacking Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, Marjorie Taylor Greene, staple figures in his MAGA coalition. He is launching attacks on. I want to point one attack out where he says that Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France, is prettier than Candace Owens. That's an attack he used. He attacked Alex Jones for the Sandy Hook defamation lawsuit that he faced. He attacked all of them, calling them nut jobs, calling them troublemakers, saying that anything for free and cheap publicity, then attack the media for platforming them. This is what the President of the United States is ranting on, complete meltdown on Truth Social minutes after Melania Trump went public about Jeffrey Epstein. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Okay, we're gonna get to Candace. Candace is the one that really gets me. But I want to go through some of the highlights that he said. So Tucker Carlson, I trust Tucker Carlson. I think a lot of people, or the 5 people that listen to us, probably trust Tucker Carlson, right?
Yeah.
So he in this tweet he says, "Hand flailing fools like Tucker Carlson who couldn't even finish college. He's a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same." perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. All right. That's what he says about Tucker Carlson. So if you like Tucker Carlson and if you follow Tucker Carlson, you probably believe like I do. I believe he tells the truth. That's why I follow him. That's why I like him. And you hear Trump going after this man, knowing that this man spoke highly of Trump up until Iran, basically, you know? And now all of a sudden, Tucker Carlson's too stupid to be his friend. That it don't sit right.
Right.
And then so he talks about Megyn Kelly and Alex Jones. You can go either way on Alex Jones, but Candace to say that Bridget Macron is more beautiful than Candace Owens. That right there should get you put in an insane asylum. I'm sorry. It just should. There's no comparison. It doesn't matter, what gender you are. You cannot look at that. And I'm going to show you in a second. You cannot look at that. And you never seen Bridget Macron. I say, you're going to be shocked. You can't look at this, come back and say that this man's in his right fucking mind.
If you're going to show, oh, damn, you're going to show a picture. Shit.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show.
I haven't ate dinner tonight.
No, I'm going to show. No, hold on. I'm going to show you Candace. Then I'm going to show you Brigitte Macron. And then I'm going to show you Brigitte Macron's twin. Check this out. How you like that?
Yeah.
Tell me she don't look like that.
Yeah, she does.
Let's go back. All right, so you got that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we got that. So how is that? I mean, and then her twin.
Her twin.
So that right there, I'm not. I don't want to see Trump lose. They talk about what is it, the 25th Amendment, where they can pull somebody out because they lost their mind. But if a senator brought that up in front of like a hearing, just to say, the 25th Amendment, I couldn't argue that point. I just couldn't.
Yeah, that's messed up.
And this is a man, who prides himself on fine women, and we're supposed to believe his taste is Brigitte Macron over Candace Owens, unless he's really racist. That's the only other way I can look. That's the only way.
Yeah. He must have been drunk.
Yeah, and he don't drink, from what they say.
I know.
And then he had group insults. So Trump also called the group low IQs, stupid people, nut jobs, losers, troublemakers, attention seekers with third-rate podcasts who may say anything for free and cheap publicity, and people's whose views are the opposite of MAGA.
Wonder what rate he'd give us.
Oh, he would give us, we shit. I mean, we really shit. Yeah, they got third-rate podcasts. We are just total shit.
Yeah.
You watched it whenever they do the hooves on the cows and shit.
Yeah.
And that shit that they cutting off the hoof of the cow, that's us.
Yeah. Code Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, so all this was tied to their criticism of the Iran policy. And the post was widely described as a lengthy personal tirade highlighting rifts in the MAGA circles. And I don't even know if there's a MAGA circle anymore. I really don't.
I don't think so.
It's a dot. I think he got his hard cars, but I don't think you have that coalition. Those people helped build that coalition. That's what I don't understand. He's mad at them. Tucker Carlson was a big leader of them. Candace supported them big time.
Yeah. Well, he liked getting them votes from their followers, didn't he?
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if I even told you this. The video that he released on Twitter. Well, I stay on this True Social. I watched it on Twitter of that woman that gets beat in the head with a hammer.
No.
Okay. This is what I'm saying. This fucker's thrown off. He has a video on there, and this is Haitian immigrant. Okay. He's outside of a gas station, and he's beating on this SUV with a hammer. This lady walks outside. I'm assuming it's her SUV. She starts hollering. This son of a bitch walks right up to her, well, kind of like shuffles up to her, hits her square in the head with his hammer. I mean, you can hear this shit on this video. You can see it all live. I won't show it here, but you can see it all live. He hits her in the head. She falls on the ground, back first. He hits her in the stomach while she's on the ground with the hammer. And then he hits her 5 more times in the skull with that hammer. And he posts that. And I'm assuming he did that to show the violence of the illegal immigrants. Okay, I get that. Why our president has to post that?
Yeah, I know.
I don't get that. It don't seem right to me. Again, like you said earlier, the mean tweets and the Diet Coke sounded great. But man, I don't know how you do that. I just don't. I mean,
No, I used to laugh at his banter back and forth with the media back in his first term, the first run he had. That was funny. But then after a
yeah.
while, it was like, dude, just shut up, man. Just do your job. You're doing good. And
Well,
he was rocking it out until COVID hit. And then COVID
he
just
was.
ruined everything.
He was doing
And
really good until
I'm
COVID.
not gonna lie. We could put the tinfoil hats back on for that. That COVID was probably came out because we can't have this. I mean, he's destroying the Democratic Party because everything was running well. The economy was great, gas prices were down, housing was good. You know what I'm saying? Everything was good in the neighborhood.
It was good. It was really
Taco
good.
Bell
And
was serving breakfast.
now I'm
They were
not
open
gonna
24 hours a day. It's
this
like,
is the one thing I'm
damn.
gonna say though, no matter if it's COVID or not, and he was in a tough position, so he doesn't know how to make the decision. He had to listen to Fauci, and I get all that. But he's
Yeah.
still the one in charge that ended up shutting this country down.
Oh,
Whether
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So he did have a
Yes.
chance to turn that around. But he
I
was in an impossible position, honestly. He really
Yeah,
was.
he was in over his head with that one. They knew that,
Yeah.
Brian. They knew
Anybody
it.
would have been. But
Yes.
hindsight, he could have done it. And again, I'm
Yes.
not trying to play Monday morning quarterback. I'm just saying it still was his decision, you know.
Yeah.
But with this, I don't understand. I understand that I think he's just looking for a win. So just trying to find a fucking win. That maybe he posts this and well, look what it shows with the illegal immigrants doing. I mean, let ICE do that. Let somebody else do that. That don't have to come from our president. That it didn't bother me, but I can imagine it bother a lot of people watching that. My wife didn't want to watch it, you know.
Mhm.
Now I understand it's free speech and all, but again, it doesn't have to come from our president. That's just how I feel about it. Other people might feel different.
There's professionalism. See, that I won't go there. A lot of civilians don't understand the professionalism that we learn in the military. And not saying everybody practices the
Yeah,
professionalism in
I
the
got all the
military,
professionalism from the military. I understand
but
what you're saying, though, brother. I get it.
that's a lack of professionalism and tact. That's
Yes,
just not in your that's not in your wheelhouse to be doing that. You're not a civilian. Trump's not just a regular civilian sitting there like, let me show these people why we don't want this shit here. There's other people that are going to post that out showing, hey, you damn immigrant supporters or illegal alien supporters, this is why we don't. But I'm listen,
the-
I'm not going there either because I've got friends of different nationalities and all that, and I'm not going to go there saying that I don't support people from other nations. I'm just saying do it legally. That's all I'm asking. Just do it legally. Because there's Americans that are just as crazy as that, Brian. You know that.
yeah, yeah. I'm not. It's not to me. It has nothing to do. I didn't know he
With where
was
you're
a
from.
Haitian until after I seen the video and I read the description. I seen the
Right.
video first. I didn't care
Right.
who it was. What I'm getting at is the only reason I can see he would post something like that is because it's a Haitian illegal immigrant to show,
Right.
and there was a write up basically says that. I don't understand why he had to do that. That's my point.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, you got to learn to read the room. For somebody that's supposed to be the best deal maker ever in the world, you got to learn how to read the room. And then you see your polls going down, and you see, especially the shit like this, ease back a little bit. You can be as gung ho and as mean as you want behind the scenes. You're still the president for everybody in the United States. And right now, it doesn't look like he's trying to be that. And
No.
then, so while I was digging through all this shit, Do you know that he has his own fucking prescription shit too? He got Trump RX. I guess it's kind of like
It's beautiful.
yeah, it's a discount thing. It's basically like good RX, but it's Trump
Okay.
RX. You can go to the site and shit, and check it all out. So now he got his own fucking pharmacy, right? He got his Bitcoin. He got
Oh
his
yeah, I
Trump's.
heard his face on the bit is on the.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on the Bitcoin, but I know he got his Bitcoin. He got his signature now on the $100 bill while he's sitting in office. He got his ballroom. He got this big ass tower that he wants to build down in Florida. That's supposed to be his presidential library. That's not going to be a fucking library. And then before we come on here, I saw he's building this big ass fucking ark somewhere. I think it's in Washington D.C. to honor himself. Hey, tell me you got an ego problem without telling me you got a fucking ego problem.
Jeez, dude, that's narcissism times infinity. That's crazy, man.
And is the war part of this authority problem he's starting to get? You remember when we did the show on the Stanford prison experiment
Yeah, yeah,
and they had all the college kids and how rough that got within a week?
yeah. And they weren't trained to do that. They just started doing that out of because they had somebody gave them control, and it
With no
showed how the
limits.
human with no
Exactly.
limits and no rules, and it shows what humans will do when that happens.
Do you think this is going the same way?
Yeah, I think this shit gets to his head, man. We already knew that he's a prideful dude. I mean, you watch the show he was on, The Apprentice, and I mean, even before he even got into politics, he had this kind of demeanor about him. Now you're
Yeah.
the leader of the free world, and it's your last term. Does that make sense? How are we the last month of the Marine Corps, bro? We didn't give a crap.
Well, no, I think his legacy, I really do. I really think his legacy means a lot to him. And his kids are going to be left behind with the Trump
But
name. So if he embarrasses himself, his family's fucked.
he doesn't see it as embarrassing.
Right. I agree with that. That's what I'm getting at earlier. He can't read the room. He's just,
Yeah.
I think he has all these people in his ear telling him how great he is. You're the
Yeah.
greatest thing ever. There's nothing better than you.
Yeah,
You,
he like Denzel Washington having the hype
Exactly.
man at the elliptical. Did you tap
That's
that
what-
dude on the shoulder and say, "Hey, can you give me some of that too? I'm
no,
struggling
I
here."
just, it was weird. It was weird. But I mean, they used to it, so it doesn't bother them. I mean,
I
their
know,
eyes,
but
we're
why do
weird.
you need that? Why do you need that?
I don't know. It could have been, and I could have read it wrong. It could have been to keep him grounded. I don't know.
Or maybe keeping him in his role or something?
Maybe so. Yeah, but it just looked weird. But I can imagine they have people, hype men that they pay in their fucking
Can you imagine
groups.
if he's back at the room making love to his wife and the hype man's in there like, "Yeah, you give it to her, boy. You give it to yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
get it, Denzel. Yeah, you get up in there. You get up in there.
You get up in yeah. Here, let me
Give
help
it-
you
give it that
push.
one more
Yeah,
inch.
yeah. Arch your back. Arch
That's
your
right.
back.
All right. Well,
sorry for going there.
that's good. Well, luckily, we got us a 2-week ceasefire anyway, right? Yeah.
A
And-
2 week ceasefire.
yeah,
Yeah, and then I
don't-
heard they were still bombing though during the ceasefire, and somebody
Well-
said, "What does that mean? Just between Iran and the U.S. because missiles were still coming towards Tehran or whatever over
Well,
in
they-
Israel."
they still bombing. Israel's still bombing Lebanon because Israel said Lebanon's not part of the ceasefire, and would
Gosh, dang man.
well that we're gonna get that to that too because that Israel thinks is a complete fuck up. But we blew up Iran and we didn't achieve shit, and I think we even lost more because before we went there, the Strait of Hormuz was open.
Right.
Now Iran has control of it, and people say, "Well, how do they have control of it?" Well, we asked them to open up the strait in our agreement, in our ceasefire agreement. So if we have to ask them to open up the fucking strait, who controls it?
Yeah.
That's pretty simple right there. If we have to ask you to open something up, you control it. Now, before this war, it was open. Nobody
Mhm.
controlled it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, we
now-
didn't know anybody controlled it.
Well, no, nobody did. It was just international water. No one had to control it. We created a situation to where Iran now knows that they can control the Strait of Hormuz. They know that we're going to kick their ass and we're going to blow up everything on their fucking, continent or whatever, their country,
Right.
but they control the strait and we can't stop them. Evidently, or unless we're going to lose a lot of lives to do it. We're going to have to go, mano a mano. And I don't think we need to be there, period, yet go mano a mano with these people.
Do you think the military guys sitting in front of the Iranian military leaders sitting in front of their parliament or whatever, and they're questioning him about all the like, hey, do you think we could just make an agreement here? We're tired of all this rubble. And he said, but have you seen the strait? Have you seen that we control the strait? Like the Dow, have you seen the Dow? Have you seen the strait? We control. They finally admitted we control the strait. We just picked that up. I know our country's in disarray and bomb or buildings, but I don't know what. I feel sorry. I really do, Brian. It's not. I feel sympathy. I'm going sympathetic on this one. You imagine going outside and your damn town's just all blown up.
I agree with you. But
how do you live over there? How do you feel good about this needs to happen?
Well, I can tell you this. I watched an interview. I'm glad you said that. I watched an interview with a lady who's a reporter in Iran. And she said during the protest, Trump said that they were going to go over there and help them out. And they welcomed the bombs. They did, because they wanted to see regime change. They said the problem is now they bombed everything, and it's still the same regime. Nothing's changed. It's the same people still in charge. So
you can't always bomb. I mean, I don't even know how you do that, because they're just bred. There's like, if you take one dude out, there's another dude that slips right up in there, right?
Well,
it's like the bunny or the bunny blue orgy, right?
Blue.
Or the Bonnie Blue or whatever. Like, well, as soon as one dude's done, one dude slips right up in there.
But why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you what?
Slip in there.
That's what I'm getting at. So how do you do a successful regime change?
You can't. I mean, you have to go physically in there and remove them. Somehow. I don't know how you do it. I just don't. Whatever it takes, if it takes us being there,
then it ends up like Iraq again.
We don't need to be there. I mean, fuck them. That's just how I feel. And these son of a bitches now are going to start making money off the strait. They're going to start charging $1 a barrel for the tankers to go through, and they're also going to charge ships for cargo. So they're looking at, $2 million per tanker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and gas ain't coming down, is it?
No. And then I heard somewhere where it said that this could bring in around $90 billion a year to Iran, just charging these people going in and out the Strait of Hormuz, when this shit was free 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So what do we achieve? Did you see the Iranian people holding hands around the power plants and shit?
No.
So they were going to bomb them right on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time, or whatever it was, something like that on Tuesday. And then if you watched overseas, there was a bunch of Iranian people around all the power stations and shit that he was going to bomb. They were holding hands on the bridges. They were all holding hands. I guess they were like, look, you can bomb us, but you're going to kill all these innocent people too. Do you want that? Do you want, all these dead
that on
people?
your hand?
Yeah. Do you want that? Yeah.
I could joke around and say, was that the protesters from Minnesota over there? But sorry.
No, but I mean, Iran, again,
I'm not honest. Like, if somebody's threatening to blow something up, I'm not like, hey, honey, let's go protest that. I mean, when was it? I think earlier this week or it was since our podcast, our last one, but there was a bomb threat at our local Walmart. I was like, huh? Morganville, Kentucky, huh? We're going to bomb threat our Walmart. They were probably out of something and somebody got mad and called in. But yeah, I'm not like, hey, honey, you want to go up there to Walmart and check it out? Like, no, stay away from that, because you don't know where people are nowadays. Bomb threats back in the day were just threats.
But
people do.
Yeah, but that's not even apples and apples right there, though.
I know, but I'm saying, why would people go hold hands around that stuff, Brian? I mean, to prove a point.
Yeah. If you're going to destroy our country, you just soon take us out too, is what they're saying. And this is what I look at, is they can't beat us in the air, right? But they have politics on their side. They have the economy on their side. They got shit that they can hurt up, because
yes,
the pride of the United States is based off of money and power. those
Mm-hmm.
people probably just have pride in themselves, pride in their country. So they're going to stand up for whatever it is. And if they're going to die, you're going to
We
take us
won't
all
do
out too.
that. Yeah,
No,
we
we
won't
won't.
do that.
No, just like you said, fuck that. That ain't part of me. We don't have that.
Yeah. Yeah, if some country was threatening to blow up refineries, you'd be like, Jason, can I come stay at your house
Yeah,
for a
I'm just
while?
gonna leave the area. Yeah, what can I do? I can't stop that.
I know. You ain't holding nobody's hand either.
No.
I can see they're trying to hold hands. Like, come here, Jason, hold my hand. We're gonna guard this. Come here, Brian, hold my hand. You'd be like, screw you, dude. Get away from here, you sucker. I ain't
Yeah, so
like that.
now we got all these warmongers that are mad. Oh, Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey
He's mad.
Graham.
No, Lindsey Graham mad. So on Monday, Lindsey
He
was
gotta be
talking
making
shit.
hand over fist for this stuff, dude. He has to.
Yeah. But watch,
Somebody
this is-
from Israel's way up in him. Like up in
deep in him, like fucking elbow
him.
deep.
Up in that
Oh
van.
yeah, he might be up to the shoulder in that bitch. I mean, they fucking
Yeah. They're preg checking him like a dog or like a cow, dude. Just like
because
got-
it's really
got
gonna
the
come
lunch-
full. Yeah. All right, it was Lindsey.
they're puppeting you.
As to the Strait of Hormuz, right now they're charging ships, the IRGC, the Iranians, to go through the straits, and they're taking the yuan, not the dollar. One threat of this whole debacle is if we start allowing the Chinese currency to be traded in oil, that will hurt the dollar. In 1974, every barrel of oil sold and traded in the world is traded in dollars. Now, what are the Iranians trying to do? They're trying to change the currency from a dollar to a Chinese yuan, and that's an attack on the dollar. And that needs to end, too. So I'm very optimistic that President Trump's going to bring this regime to an end one way or the other. I prefer diplomacy. But this time tomorrow night, they're either going to do a deal that makes sense for the world and the region and for Iran itself, or we're going to blow them up.
Gonna blow them up.
Blow them up.
Yeah.
I don't
Pretty
know
much
how
what
to
he said.
properly say this.
Yeah. So he's ready to blow them all up on Tuesday, right? Well, on Monday or
Mhm.
whatever that was. And then they come to the ceasefire on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, this son of a bitch he's pushing Congress to hold hearings to find out what the terms of the ceasefire was. So you can start a war without Congress and Senate being involved, but you can't stop one unless they approve it. Make that fucking make sense.
That's weird.
Yeah, so they said that JD Vance was the one that came in and went to Trump, got into Trump's ear and worked all this shit out and was able to help with the ceasefire. And now it seems like they don't like JD Vance. Maybe he's the one with the clear head. Maybe he's the one that we need. I don't know.
He might be the Antichrist, Brian.
Who's that?
I'm gonna be that dude tonight.
Who
Wonder
might
if
be the
they're-
Antichrist?
JD Vance. He might be
Okay.
the one that's going to look like the savior. And maybe they're making it look like that. Trump's done. Trump's done after his term. So maybe
Okay.
they're making it look like he's fallen off the ledge. And then JD's going to come in and save the day and get in his ear and make everything better. And we'll be like, yay, we're going to vote for JD. And JD's going to come in and continue the realm.
It's possible, except that
Possible.
Graham is the one that's mad at JD Vance. And
But-
we know Graham has Israel's hand all the way up his ass.
It's like watching WE. Hulk Hogan's mad at Ric Flair, and Ric Flair's mad at Sting. But in the back room, they're all laughing and joking and taking all our money, Brian.
That's possible.
I know
Well-
that's a little far fetched. Everybody
Well-
watch the five viewers we have are like, is that
Well,
dude retarded?
I'm about to go far fetched on JD in a second, so you'll see.
All right, I love far fetched.
So Iran, this is Graham's red line with Iran. Iran must fully surrender its highly enriched uranium. He wants all 900 pounds controlled and removed by the U.S. And he wants them to stop enrichment that could lead to a nuclear weapon or a dirty bomb.
Mhm.
So, JD Vance, here we go. JD Vance is like the only one working for us. So now he's the lead of the negotiations, and he's going to Pakistan.
Mhm.
Now, with him being the main player in the ceasefire, I'm sure Israel's not happy with him.
Mhm.
Israel's people aren't happy with him. Now, that got me scared for JD Vance going to Pakistan. Wouldn't it be easy for Israel to take them out and blame it on Iran. And then now we fully into a war because we want to fucking take care of our vice president.
Mm.
And now Israel gets rid of the person that's trying to bring peace to the region and gets all they need to start a fucking war. Well, not start a war, but I mean to get us all in, get us to buy in.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Israel wanting to cleanse out the Middle East. Sounds like a certain dude that had a mustache, like right in here, that was black.
You think?
Wanting to do a cleanse over in Germany back in the what 30s and 40s.
Yeah, that was during that time.
Sounds like Israel getting on board with that, right?
Well,
They didn't like it when it was being done to them, but they're wanting to do it here, aren't they?
I'm going to show you a link in one of our next episodes that puts the Holocaust right there with these guys, and it's weird. But you remember when I said Charlie Kirk, when he was assassinated, that was more of a dog whistle to get everybody to get in line. It's like he got shot, and it's like, look, y'all motherfuckers, we can reach out and touch anyone. Why don't you listen to this?
When you say powerful circles, what do you mean specifically?
I mean, I don't know what that Epstein stuff was.
Yeah.
It was about power.
Yes.
Those people were obviously perfectly comfortable with the destruction of innocent people.
Right.
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 If you're trafficking girls and young women, these people didn't do anything to ask for that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are innocent. And you're okay with literally destroying them in order to wield more power.
Mm-hmm.
So something that is comfortable with that, what do you think it thinks about somebody who speaks inconveniently?
Yeah, but you're such a public figure. You're so big. Like, that would be, don't you think that's like too obvious? You kind of like have achieved escape velocity already.
You would hope. Maybe I comfort myself with that thought, but then I have this other thought that's so uncomfortable, which is, first of all, let me say, I don't think Goliath kills. It's a last resort. Goliath does kill, but he doesn't want
They have
to.
easier ways of ruining your life.
Yeah, they have ways of ruining you, of capping your reach, of robbing you of your income, all those things. And I've faced many of those. But it will kill if it doesn't have a choice. And the thing about, being a public figure is that there are two reasons that you might eliminate somebody from the chessboard. One is because you don't like what they're doing on the chessboard. And the other is to send a message to others who might think about doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Got to send that message.
Yep.
So I don't know how many messages we got to send. I really think Charlie Kirk was one message, and I'm hoping that J.D. Vance is not one.
Yeah. We could end up seeing a bunch of domino to get what they want. But
yeah, maybe they are going to send another message. And last week also, I think it was the week before last, I think it was at a CPAC actually, RFK was talking about how smart Trump was and pretty much said that they were eating dinner or whatnot. I don't know if they was on a plane or whatever. And he flipped over the placemat and he drew, the Middle East on a map, from memory, and then wrote down where all the military people were going to be and all this other shit. I'm not going to say Trump's not smart. But come on, man. I mean, why are we trying to sell this shit so fucking hard? I mean, that's a problem. Now, I'm not going to say Trump hasn't done good because he's done a lot of good. He's gotten a lot of executive orders. The big, beautiful bill done some things. It got border security and immigration enforcement, energy production and deregulation. We got some Doge movement. And he had a bunch of bills in 2025 that were codified. So he got 70 total bills codified in the law. So he has 185 executive orders that aren't codified. So now it doesn't even matter these executive orders, what Trump done, because if Congress doesn't do something with them, or Senate or ever got to pass this shit doesn't codify this stuff or pass it in the law, it don't matter. The next president will just change it again. So yes, Trump looks like a different person to me. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's the president that I voted for. Yes, he's making some what the fuck comments and decisions. But also, yes, he's done some great things so far. I don't know if it's like the team that we said before that won the Super Bowl 8 years ago and you're still holding on for that Super Bowl, even though your team's getting worse and worse. and
Right.
you should be jumping off before, but it don't look good, and I think more people seeing that. But I think the bigger issue right now is the Republicans hold the House and they hold the Senate. There's 150 plus executive orders that haven't been codified. We hold the White House. There's no reason why they shouldn't be taking care of stuff. I understand there's a small majority. Get your shit together and put the stuff through. If is this what the
Mhm.
people want, put it through. It just tells me that they don't want this shit through either. Just like you said, just wrestling, or maybe Trump's just fighting everyone and he's just losing his mind because every time he turns around, he's got to fight somebody. So he don't know what he's doing. Or he's just a fucking egomaniac. I don't fucking know.
I'm not happy at, and I'm not even gonna bring up the gas price because, thank God I got a company truck with a company gas card, but geez.
Now, here's the problem though, especially with these binary choices we got. Gotta be Democrat
Yeah.
or gotta be Republican, and the midterms are coming up, and it, no matter how much you might hate someone, you still, I can't say you better off, but it almost seems like you're better off with a Republican than you are with a Democrat. And no matter how much I try to look at both sides and play it as unbiased as possible, I see shit like this, and it makes me like you just can't vote for a Democrat. Watch this shit.
When this is all over and Trump is gone and Democrats are back in charge and we're rebuilding everything, the punishment for MAGA for voting Trump 3 times needs to be that they lose their internet access for 4 years, that they cannot post videos or comments on social media for 4 straight years, so that none of us are subjected to their lies and misinformation while we are rebuilding the chaos that they caused. The whole world and America gets to be without their BS online for 4 straight years. Can we all agree to this?
Now that lady was running for office in Georgia, and she just wants to take away your freedoms just because you're a MAGA supporter.
Just because the way you vote.
That's the
You know,
difference.
I got something for that. If I run for Congress, we need to have that. We need to have some campaigns on here, like me and you running for some kind of thing, right? And what we would do or whatever, like do a political ad
Why?
on here one night, just to be funny, Brian. Just to be funny like these people.
Oh, write a sketch.
You know what I would do? You would have done, yeah, like a sketch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like a funny sketch. But you know what I'd do if I was running? I would propose that when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the gas pumps, when you go whatever, you have to mark how you vote. And how you vote depends on how much you're gonna pay.
But who sets the price and what side does it matter? So
Well, I'm just saying for the most part, if you take a 30-year average, 20-year average, something like that. Republicans have tried to make stuff a little bit more affordable for people, for everybody, not just the welfare. We've already discussed like the welfare problem. That they just trying to buy them people, right? They just taking care of them enough just to get their votes. They never do nothing. They don't go in the inner cities and fix anything. They never do. They say they're going to. And inner city people even said they voted for Trump the first time because they got sick and tired of all the lies of the Democrats telling them they were going to come in there and help out, and they don't. They just promise them lies.
So based
But
off of what we talked about tonight, do you think Trump's still the better option?
I don't think he's the better option. I think we can find somebody in the party that can get back to how it was.
Where are we trying to get back to?
Just affordable, like, dude, where you can not you got a
The-
guy that started a warehouse fire over in California, and what was his rant? I'm done with this. You don't pay me enough to live. Here's your warehouse. Now, whether that dude, yeah, he's insane. Anybody that does that's got to have some mental issues, but still, it's Podunk, Kentucky. Gas is over $4. It's crazy, man. Somebody said at Huck's last night, not name dropping, but I was at Huck's getting some drinks, or I bought pizza for the guys last night for the project, and I was getting some drinks, and some dude at Huck's come out and said 10 pump two. What are you gonna get? Some fumes?
You get 2 gallons.
2 gallons. Come on, dude. Where 2 gallons gonna get your ass
About
to the
6
next gas station to say 10 bucks on pump one?
So, is it his fault, though, he can only afford $10 gas?
No, I'm saying $10 don't get $10 ain't getting him nowhere right now. $10.
No, you're right, but that's what he can afford.
That I'm not making fun of him. He's only got $10, but that $10 ain't worth crap.
Oh, I know. It hasn't been worth crap in a long time. I remember.
You know what my mindset said? A while back, the $10 would have filled that dude's tank up. It don't even come close to now. It just put
No,
a
it
drip
wouldn't have.
in there.
And the reason I say that is because it was a few years ago whenever I figured out that I can't take a $10 to the store and fill up my 5-gallon tank.
Mhm.
I was like, it didn't even fill it up, like 3.5 gallons.
Gallons, yeah.
I'm used to getting change. So now it's been expensive for a little while now. Now it did come down, and it's I don't know. It'll come. The gas will come down again, but all the inflation and shit, they ain't going nowhere. So we just soon get used to that shit. You're not going to take the inflation back now.
Okay, a Democratic president ruined my health care.
Okay.
I choose to get up and go to work every day. I interviewed, had nobody. I was recommended by a guy that worked there, but still, I had to go in the interview and be the best candidate out of all the people when I first started 26 years ago. And my company and the other companies I've worked for always had really good insurance. Not after Obamacare came out. That's when it went to hell in a handbasket. We used to have $20 and $30 copays. $20 for a regular doctor, $30 for a specialist. You knew what you were out.
What you pay now?
Huh? I've got what do they call that? Where you're front loaded money, and then after it's like 80-20. I mean, it just depends on where you go.
Okay.
You know, I'll get a little. We got this thing called My Chart. Different areas have different things or whatever. And basically, when I go to the doctor, I've got an app on my phone, and it'll give me a notification. I'll click on there. You owe us $65.33. I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't even know if it's legit or not. Like, it's not a scam. I'm not saying that, but I don't. What happened to just giving you a $20 bill and my insurance paying the rest? They ain't doing that no more, Brian.
No, you can get a PPO. I have a PPO. Your company might not be offering a PPO, but they still
That's
have
what I'm
PPOs.
saying. I know, but I'm not. Brian, your company offer PPO?
Yeah, we have a PPO or HSA.
Okay.
We can do either
Well,
one.
my company doesn't do PPO where it's a $20 copay or $30. You still got copay?
Yeah, but I can tell you this, that it comes out to almost about the same amount of money. It doesn't cost you more. It just costs you more up front on it.
You're talking about your insurance costs you more.
No, I'm saying the HSA and the PPO cost the same based off of what I spend, but
Okay.
it's front loaded on your HSA. Because once you get to your deductible, you're paying a lot less on the HSA. I have to pay more every paycheck for a PPO. So I'm paying more on the paychecks. It's not the same. It's not dollar for dollar. So when it comes out of your check and everything, you're paying less out of your check than you would
Yeah,
if you was
but
paying
when
a PPO.
before Obamacare, my PPO was way less a month than what my HSA is now. And they don't even offer PPO anymore. They don't offer that. Dude,
You must have had a hell of a PPO if it was less than the HSA.
Yeah, it was nice.
Because the HSA, I mean, you put whatever you want in it. And when I was on my HSA, I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. When I was on my HSA, what I figured out is what I was paying into the PPO, I took that amount out of my check every month, and it worked out towards the end of the year. So I was
No.
paying the same amount of money, even out of my pocket.
I'm just saying that
I'm not saying that it wasn't fucked up. It's just
yes.
I played both systems, and I don't want everyone to think they just get fucked on HSA. Some of them you might get fucked on, but the ones that we had, it just worked out. It's just I had to come up with more money first before it kicked in.
It's a proven fact that corporations were penalized for offering insurance when Obamacare came out because he wanted everybody on Obamacare.
Okay. I'm not gonna say Obamacare didn't fuck things up. I'm not gonna say that.
It did. It
But
did.
I can tell you what HSA does though.
I-
What it does is it takes a lot of liability. It takes a lot less claims off of the insurance company because you have to come out of pocket with so much at the beginning that you're
Yeah.
less likely to go to the doctor as often as you would on a PPO. So that's
Right.
where they save their money on HSA.
Yeah. But that's what I'm getting at. It really screwed up the insurance.
Yeah, I my chiropractor said the same thing. It fucked the insurance up. I'm not gonna argue that. I don't even know
Yeah,
how we
that's
got to
what.
this. Honestly, I don't even know how we got to.
Well, no, because you showed the video of that woman sitting there saying that we ought to lose our internet
Yep.
for 4 years.
Okay. Yeah, and you were saying that we should take
Yeah,
away.
well, let's turn
they
it
should,
around. Let's equal that crap out, right? How about I get what conservatives want and you get what Democrats want, and we'll see who flourishes in this United States at the
don't.
end. I'm just
The only way to do that is just to get a divorce and divide us up. If
Yeah,
that's
that's
where
right.
we're at, I mean, that's where we need to be. But
Yeah.
you can't separate it unless we're actually separated.
I don't know. Well, I think like I said, with technology, when you go to places or whatever, you just scan who you are and whatever you're registered as, boom, there you go. That's the services you get. Same thing, hospital. Yeah, you can do that. You're scanned. Here, scan your
The
card.
problem with that is who chooses what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? It could take just talking about Obamacare. It can take 20 years to actually prove exactly what happened in the court of law to where you can do something like that. For you to prove that Obamacare cost your money to go your medical to go up X amount of dollars and then go to a court of law, prove that, and then and institute that into a store to where if you voted for this, you see what I'm getting at? It's just way too many variables in that. Shutting the internet off to somebody that's registered as a Republican is pretty simple. So what I'm getting at is if you want to do something, you got to do something a little
I
more
know.
streamlined.
Nah, just like I said, Democrats
I'm
don't give
not.
a
I'm not
they
disagreeing
don't
with
give.
you. I'm
Yeah,
just saying if
yeah,
you go to Walmart and I check that I'm Republican and everything that I bought, so ground meat, I'm Republican, so I support the farmers. I get a break on that. But on this garment here, that might have came from China, so it's a Democrat, so I got to pay more on that.
right. I'm fine with that.
That's going to drive everything up for somebody to figure that out. It makes no sense. You would just have to get rid of something. Like they say around here, like Florida don't want to have any oil wells, right? So
Right.
they should pay more for gas because we have
Okay.
all the oil wells around Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and even around Alabama. If you don't
Right.
want, vessels in your area because it's going to
Right.
turn up your water and make your water look different color, then you should pay
Right.
more for gas than what we do. So
Yeah.
we say that. I'm not arguing
Right.
that. I agree with that, but you just have to find a stipulation that you can hold on to.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm getting at. You just
but,
go
but
into what all the crap that they support, and that's where you get hosed at, right?
yeah,
You
okay.
want illegal
I'm getting
immigrants?
to.
Guess what? Listen, you want to allow all these illegal immigrants to come in and not be deported back or whatever? Guess what? They get to move into your neighborhood.
Who's going to pay for? Who pays for them to move in their neighborhood?
We'll build HUD houses. Damn it!
It's still costing us money.
I don't care.
And
They
then
don't want them
and
living. They don't. That's what we've said that before on this show. They don't
it,
want them living. They showed them busting them in. You played the videos of the dude going to the woman's house or the people's houses. Oh yeah, I support that. And he's like, all right, guys, come on. They said y'all can stay here. And they're like, whoa, hold up. We ain't got time. And they close the door. They want to support it, but they don't support it. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, they're never going to have to support it when they have money, though, because if you decided that they got to move into their subdivision, right?
Right.
Once you decide to do that, they're going to sell their property and move somewhere else because they can afford to do it. Now you locked in on that subdivision. Now you have to do something with that property. They're done with it. So they'll get out while it's still value.
I understand, but what I'm getting at is you're missing my point here.
No, I'm not missing your point. What I'm trying to get,
These people want all this stuff, Brian, until it comes into their area.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying.
But
What's your mentality for that? You're trying to make sense of that. There's no sense in that. That's senseless.
No, I'm not trying
I
to make
don't
sense of
support
it.
something. Well, I'm saying I don't support something because I don't support it as a whole. I'm not going to support something and say in the back room, well, I support that as long as it don't come in my area. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you you're looking at it. I think you have to look at it a little more broad than that. And the only reason I say that is because what you're trying to say is that whatever you vote for, you need to live with. It's just not how it works in this country. If you get to that position, we're already in a tyrant state, and we can't be that way. The way to do it is to bring everybody back together. Pushing everyone apart because, well, that's what you voted for. That's what you should get. They might not even know what the fuck they voted for. They're just doing it because,
But
I
you
understand.
just said you can't vote for them. This is the reason why you just can't vote for Democrats, because they always want to take away your shit because of the way you vote. They want to punish people for the way they vote. We don't do that. I don't ever say that if you voted for Hillary or voted for Kamala, you should be blah, 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 blah. I just said if they want to play that game, let's play that game. I don't make that comment. I don't think that way. You have the right to vote however you want, and you should still get to enjoy the rights that we have.
Yeah, and then you said
This
that we
whole
need.
trying to say that because I voted a certain way, you need to lose your internet. Where
That's
do
what
you
you
get
said.
that mentality?
Because they're
That's
evil.
that's what I'm saying.
You don't have to know. What you're saying is you want to go to their level. If we're going to go to their level, it's not for something like that. It's to go there and fight.
I'm not wanting to go to their level. I'm saying you want to play games, then let's spin that around. Do you realize the amount of rights you would lose if you were punished for the way you voted?
They don't care about hypocrisy, if that's what you're trying to go
Well,
at.
but I'm just getting at the point. I'm not.
They don't care about hypocrisy.
Oh,
I'm not
boy,
trying to
you're-
fight with you. I'm just trying to
Yeah, I
understand
know,
why
but
you're
you're pulling
thinking that way.
dude. You're like
I'm not.
the sweater.
What
I'm out
you
of yarn. Stop pulling. I'm out of yarn.
All right, let's move on. I want to move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. So last week you asked a question.
Gee, see, this is what liberals do. They get people arguing and fighting. Go ahead.
Yeah, you asked the question why we just don't take all of North America and shut ourselves off from the world, basically, right?
That's right.
And I didn't know if we could survive based on the fact that we don't make anything of value. We just don't. So I did some digging, and I'm not an economist, but I'm gonna show a little bit real quick. So the U.S. dollar is basically it's nothing. It's backed by no physical commodity or gold. We ended all that shit in the early 70s, and that's when we went to the petrodollar. And the value of the dollar now is just fundamentally is just held by good faith, to credit the United States being able to pay their debt, the ability to tax, the ability to borrow, and just generate revenue through economic activity. And with the petrodollar, we have a strong global demand for our dollars, which allows them to buy more bonds from us, which keeps that's the reason how we can support the $39 trillion. Is basically right. So 80%, well, almost 80% of the global oil trade is paid for in petrodollars, which that drives, the need for the U.S. dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're energy dominant. I'm not going to argue that, but we have no single major industry, including oil, that we can back the dollar behind. Without the global market, it just doesn't work. And the reason is because we send all our manufacturing and everything overseas, and which is another thing reason why we don't want to get in a war. I mean, we have no manufacturing. If we had to start building a whole bunch of shit real quick, I don't even know if we can do it like in World War II and shit. Anyway, I didn't want to go into that, but I just thought about that. And the economy in the United States is service driven. I mean, we just consume shit. That's all we do in this country. For all the services, including finance, professional services, healthcare, retail, make up around 80% of our GDP. And then the industry, manufacturing, construction, mining, and agriculture, that makes up the other 20%. All right. So, of the major industries by revenue, which industry you think tops the list?
Major industries?
Yes. In the United States, which you think is our major industry in the United States?
Well, I know what mine is in Kentucky, but I don't know what it is in the United States as a whole. But coal and uh, farming, agriculture is the two major in Kentucky.
Okay. And I just mentioned that between mining, agriculture, fuel, and all that makes up 20% of our GDP. Okay.
Right.
On the top one is health and medical insurance. Your friend.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
fucking insane.
it was my friend, but it ain't now.
Yeah. Fucking insurance and hospitals. That's number one and
Yes.
two in the United States. That's our major industry. Then it's
We got
commercial.
a ton of them. Yeah, we
Well,
got a
yeah.
ton of
So
them.
so that's what I'm getting at. So we don't make shit. We got our top industries. All right. This is in revenue. Health and medical insurance, number one. Hospitals, number two. Commercial real
Mhm.
estate, number three. Commercial banking, number four. Drug, cosmetic, and toiletry wholesaling, number five. Number seven, it gets down to petroleum, but it's gasoline and petroleum stations. That's a
Yeah, that we
$1.1
don't
trillion
even
industry.
we don't even own them. The Patels own them.
Yeah. So if we lose the petrodollar, we really don't have much of anything to back up. That's what I was saying. Now, not to scare anyone, analysts say if you lost the petrodollar, it wouldn't go away real quick, so it wouldn't drop the full dollar, so there's nothing to be scared about. So they wouldn't actually pull like the rug from under us. That was probably before all this shit starts off in Iran.
Mhm.
But I mean, we have a Ponzi scheme. We have nothing holding the value besides the people and the faith in the United States and the petrodollar of the value of our money. And we sitting at damn near $40 trillion. You know,
We have the ability. We're just lazy.
we send it all overseas.
I understand, Brian, because of the cheap labor.
That's the new world order.
I know.
And then they have the BRICS nations that we talked
But
about
now,
before.
hold on. What did I tell you though? Real quick, because I don't want to drag us out any further, because I know we're over our hour. But anyways, Mexico. I told you bring Canada and Mexico part of that in, right? We'll cut the tip off of Mexico down there. Don't let nobody in. Where's a lot of our manufacturing went to? Mexico. So we pick that back up. It's already there. And we don't allow them to pay cheap labor. They're going to pay fair prices to no matter what nationality works in that place.
So they're still going to be Mexico, or they're going to be United States?
It's going to be North America.
So who's going to run it?
Huh?
Who's going to
We'll
run
figure
it?
it out.
We're going to figure it out. So we can't
We
put 10
figure it
people.
out.
You don't have a family that can go out. You can't have a family of two go out and pick out what they want to eat and make a decision on that. You want 3 countries to come up and decide who's going to run all 3 of them.
You just got to figure it out.
have
Strongest
to-
man wins.
Yeah,
Strongest man wins.
All right.
So
So
if
the-
we're going to go attack Iran, why don't we just attack Mexico and Canada and just bring them in? Just, okay, we're done. It's a hostile takeover. Go ahead.
And that sounds better than the Democratic Party.
We're gonna draw a circle around this thing, and we're done. We're everybody that lives in this circle. We're all gonna hold hands, and we're gonna do our own thing, and we're gonna make this thing good, and we're gonna be productive. We're gonna support one another. Everybody's gonna no kids are gonna be hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, utopia world.
Yeah.
And
AI
when you
created that for me.
Yep. When you go for utopia, you end up with a dystopia, and I think that's where we're heading.
Probably.
And
They
so
sold us on that, didn't they?
What's that?
Back in the day. America, the land of the free and and you can prosper here. They sold us on all that. Like you said, they drew a utopia for us back in the
Oh, yeah.
50s, 60s, and 70s, and now we're in dystopia.
Now we're in dystopia. Yep.
Yeah. Reality's hitting us upside the head, and it's not what we thought it was.
All right. So the BRICS nations, they're trying to take over the world's trade and their money. And if you don't know who the BRICS nations are, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, plus Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia. So, for example, now Russia and China trade, they're at 99% of that is settled in rubles and yuan, with Russia reporting 90% of its BRICS partners trade in local currencies in late 2024. So the BRICS nations are getting some of their movement that they want, but they're not an immediate threat to our petrodollar. But the good news is, have you seen the Dow?
Have you seen the Dow? I ain't even looked at the Dow in a long time.
All right. So now that we went over the petrodollar, and I just wanted to give you that little skinny, because that's not even where I'm going with all this. I'm going to show you in the next episode exactly where I'm going with that.
Okay.
And so now that you know a little bit about petrodollar, do you still think that we're able to survive alone as a North America with Canada and Mexico? Just yes or no. There's no right answer.
Yeah, I still believe we can. I mean, I think we live in the concept that we can't because of the value of the dollar. Screw the dollar. We've got all the resource. We got land, water, fish, animals.
We're going to go back to bartering.
Yeah, just cut the borders off and build your military defenses up. Man, if a shithole like Iran can survive by themselves, we can survive too. I'm just going to say that.
No, I agree with that. We just won't live the way we're living.
No, we won't. People have to get their ass up and work. And they'll have to put some elbow grease in. We can't be fat, lazy people no more.
Earlier this week,
And
I watched.
we're going to have to learn to get along. Everybody's just going to have to learn to get along and find common ground.
That's another thing I got on another episode I want to talk to you about, because I was mind blown the other night. I got out of bed to go research something because I just couldn't get it out of my head, and what I found just fucking blew my mind. But I think that's going to be in the third episode. Anyway, earlier this week, I watched a YouTube video with Professor Zhang. It was pretty good. Well, anyway, I found the clips on TikTok. I chopped them up to explain where I'm going with this, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on this. This is based off of what you had said last week, and if we can live this way, and it's going to take a hell of a twist. So we're going to get in that in the next episode. I hope everybody joins us for that one. I know this one went a little long, but we're trying, a little bit at a time. Give us a little bit at a time. We greatly appreciate everyone. You got anything, Jason?
No, it was a good episode.
All right. Before signing off tonight, guys, I got a video that sarcastically wraps up this ceasefire deal. So you want to wait and just check that out. It's worth watching. Well, anyway, I appreciate everybody joining tonight. Like, share, comment, subscribe. This is the Sense and Senseless podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Jason.
Hey, Jason. Peace.
All right, I'm not sure why we're all still having trouble with this. Let's try it again from the top. This is a victory for the U.S. because our goal from day one was for Iran to open the strait that didn't close till after we attacked, which was completely controlled by their military we had total dominance over. And it was a waterway that we could have taken over, but instead asked for help that we didn't need, but we'll remember that our allies did not give us, all because of the negotiating power of a FIFA Peace Prize recipient's threat to annihilate a civilization in order to liberate them from a regime that changed, which was not our goal, but we will take credit for, from an old man who hates us to his younger son who hates us for those reasons and that we killed his father. And while it is not clear the status of Iran's nuclear capabilities that we obliterated last year, but were going to be a problem in 2 weeks, one thing is for sure. They now have more money and control of the strait than they had when they made the old deal that we ended because it was terrible. Now, I think that is enough about authoritarian propagandistic regimes. Does anybody have any questions about the Trump Library golden statue?
This is the Sense and Senseless podcast.